So Tia Toomey is retiring, depending on who you ask. Welcome back to the channel, and yes, Tia Toomey has won her 6th consecutive CrossFit Games championship. She truly is the fittest woman on earth once again. Despite a rocky start with the leader jersey being passed around a few more times than usual, by the final event, in true Tia fashion, she had it already locked up and in the bag before the event began. But here's the big question people are asking. Is Tia now retiring? Well, we'll look at some of the clues we've been given over the course of this week, and then we'll talk as well about the future of the women's division if Tia does go, or even if she doesn't. So let's dive in and start talking about Tia. We're going to mention Sean Woodland. We're also going to talk about Mal O'Brien, Hayley Adams, Emma Lawson, Olivia Kerstetter, and we'll see who else we might mention. And if you like the video, don't forget to click the like button, and if you like the channel, well, why not go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. So is Tia retiring? Well, I'm just going to share all the information I've been able to glean over the last couple of days from the live feed, so nothing that other people won't have seen as well. I've just kindly put it all in one place for you. And then you let me know what you think in the comments. Is she retiring, yes or no? Or maybe you've got some inside information that I wasn't privy to. So before the games even began, there was already speculation that this could be Tia's last year. But really, that's all it was, speculation. There wasn't any solid grounds for it. But that speculation did intensify when people noticed that she turned up at check-in with a crew following her, documenting everything she was doing, something they would probably do if Tia is about to retire. However, it was also pointed out that this would have been her 6th win if she got it, which we know she did, which is also making history, the kind of thing you'd want to document. However, the biggest clues of all come from that final event. So what I've done is taken a few clips from that final event, things that could point to this being her final year, although they could also just point to this being that historic 6th win. And then maybe something that's a little bit more pointed in the direction of retirement. So why don't we start with this?
Repetitions. There is Tia Toomey's family. They are here together for the first time to watch her compete. Her husband and coach Shane Orr is the man in the black hair.
So her whole family were there to watch her compete for the first time. Now, could that just be a coincidence? Could this be linked to travel restrictions over the last years and them wanting to do it maybe a few years ago, but finally now they can? I mean, if you ask the Australian athletes how much it costs to get there, we understand that this would have been an expensive undertaking for them. Could it be because they knew this was the last chance for them all to go? But then during the event, Sean Woodland starts speaking as if he knows something we don't.
Here comes Tia Toomey. Mal O'Brien in the gray top and black shorts is looking to become the youngest woman to ever finish on the podium at the CrossFit Games, and Tia Toomey taking some time to just soak this moment in as she works through these 50 thrusters.
So what exactly is Tia soaking up? Is it just another CrossFit Games win? Is it her history-making 6th win of the CrossFit Games? Or is she soaking in the atmosphere knowing this is the final time she'll be throwing down at the CrossFit Games? But then Sean took things a step further.
The greatest woman, Tia Toomey, as her family looks on, getting back to work. Move over mat. Step aside Rich. For the 6th time and for the final time, Tia Toomey is the fittest woman on earth. And if you're wondering why Tia Toomey took her time and soaked it in, this is it. She is planning to retire after the CrossFit Games.
So according to Sean, Tia is retiring. I mean, why would he say that unless he knew something we don't? And Sean Woodland is the kind of person that would have contacts or conversations with people that could tell him information that Tia may have shared. So it did look like this was the case. Tia is planning to retire, and Nikki Braze is down there on the floor with her. She has the opportunity to ask her that very question, a question we all know the answer to. Or do we?
Tia, 6 times. It has never been done before, and the look on your face during those last few reps seemed like you were really soaking it in. What is going through your mind at this moment?
Well, that was an interesting week. But, you know, I dedicate so much of my time to this sport, and just to be able to showcase my hard work, what my team and I have been able to do all the season long, even years before this season, to stand out in front of such an incredible community and crowd. And yeah. And to really take advantage of what the CrossFit Games, what CrossFit as a sport has to offer for us, and really showcase what, you know, us athletes are really capable of, both men, women, all the age group divisions, teams, and the adaptive. You know, we are all pretty incredible, and so it's just so awesome.
After a finish like that, we have to know, do you come back one more time, or is this the end?
That's the question. We'll see.
Congratulations, Tia. Incredible job.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Yes, Tia, we would like to know the answer to that question. And at this point, it looks like maybe there's two things. Perhaps Tia is planning to retire, but planning to announce it in a specific way. And Sean Woodland has now just spoiled that. Or maybe there was the intention to retire, or just the idea of retiring, but perhaps the change in programming, the fact that it was a closer race this year, or maybe just the nostalgia of being out on the field is giving her second thoughts, and maybe this won't be her final year. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. But please let me know in the comments what you think the answer is. But if Tia does retire, what does that mean for the future of the women's field? Well, we already have some incredible athletes, some incredibly young athletes that are not just breaking in to the elite individual field, but we're really putting it to Tia over the course of these days. Malo Bryn finished second, having worn the leader jersey for a portion of the games. At only 18 years of age, that is incredibly impressive. But also, let's not forget about Emma Lawson. This was her first year, her rookie year at the CrossFit Games at just 17 years of age. And she too had the opportunity to wear the leader's jersey. And she sat around in the top 3 of the competition for quite a while. Now, talking of 17-year-olds, let's not forget Olivia Kerstetter, who could have made a run as an elite individual this year, but decided to once again go into the age group in the teen division. Now, that is a very mature decision for someone that is looking at a progressive long career in the sport. She, of course, won that division, so who knows what she's planning to do next year. And of course, let's not overlook Hayley Adams. Now, Hayley Adams is somebody that kind of gets a bad rap for not having that top-end strength, but it seems very specific in max lifts, and we've seen her be able to do reps at very high percentages for her. Moreover, if you just look at Hayley this year, she has gotten stronger. Her build has changed. And Hayley's been around for a while, so we sometimes forget that she is also just 21. She's still got more years ahead of her, and she is getting stronger. And she too had event wins. She wore the leader's jersey straight away after her event win on the very first event of the CrossFit Games. So we shouldn't disregard Hayley Adams as a real threat for the next CrossFit Games champion. So is Tia going to retire? Well, yes. Is it necessarily this year? We don't know. It does look like that might be the case, but you can never count Tia out. But what we do know is whether or not she retires this year, next year, or sometime in the future, with the talent that is coming up in the elite field, we are going to have fun, entertaining races to watch for many years. So who do you think could be the next CrossFit Games champion? Thank you so much for watching. Yes, the CrossFit Games is now over, but I've still got a couple of videos planned to talk about things that happened or things that I saw or things that I thought were interesting that happened at the Games this year. So make sure you come back for those, and I hope to see you in a future video.